What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It is New Comic Book Day. This vlog probably is not coming out on New Comic Book Day because I just got out of work. It's 4:19 and on the East Coast you lose sunlight around like 5:36 p.m. which is still something I'm hating about living on the East Coast, but that's another story. New Comic Book Day though, so I wanted to start the vlog today. It is basically New Batman Day. I forgot everything else that comes out today. I know Batman issue number 6 though, the Matt Fraction run, is coming out today. I have been loving this run. It is the run that got me into comics, and yes, it's New Batman Day, so just big reasons to be excited. I almost waited until the weekend to come hit the LCS, but I was like, nah, let me go today because I'm just that excited to read it. So we're gonna be there soon. I'm not sure exactly how much I'm gonna record today. I might just show my pickups and that's it, but we'll see. All right, we're gonna try this lighting system here. Hopefully it works. Like I said, I already lost daylight. I kind of try to avoid using these lights because I just don't like the way it looks, really. Like, I don't know, maybe I won't mind it too much when I'm editing, and then this will open up like a whole other way I can make my videos. But for now, when I'm looking at it through the camera, I don't exactly like it. It's kind of too much shadow for me. And I don't know, I love natural light. I love to use natural light for my videos. So this is what we got right now. So we're gonna make it work at least for the night, to at least show y'all New Comic Book Day pickups. The stack right there, pretty decent amount. There wasn't too many today that I was interested in, but overall, like I said, I was really just there for, where is it at? Batman issue number 6. Check out that cover. Yeah, there was so many other covers that I was like, this is not really the cover I would normally go for, but maybe it's just because it's, you know, it's February, I'm feeling the love. I was like, let me get the little like Valentine's Day special one. This is by Chrissy Zulo Uminga. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, just a fun cover, you know, just a fun cover. And like I said, I've been looking forward to every single Batman issue. It's barely on issue 6, but I love it. I love it. What got me into comics. So, you know, it's excited every time that a new issue comes out for that one. Then we got Night Fight issue number 4 here. I went with this cover because I like father, like son right there. Who is this by? This is by Dan Mora. I hear a lot about Dan Mora. But yeah, shout out Dan Mora for this cover right here. This is one of my favorites. DC Night Fight also been going crazy. I think that's supposed to be the last issue, so I'm really looking forward to how that ends. And then we got Boss Battle, issue number 1 right here. I went with this cover because my wife reads this comic over here, the Beneath the Trees, I forgot the name of it. And then obviously Joker being one of my favorite villains. Yeah, it was perfect. I had to get this one. I don't genuinely understand like what the story is supposed to be about. I know it's obviously like a crossover between the DCKO stuff and everything. I don't think they're supposed to be taken as serious, at least in my head. I'm not imagining that they would be, but yeah, still picked it up for fun and just because I really like the cover. Not one I was looking forward to a lot, but yeah, cover's cool. And then we just got a couple of back issues, so I picked up Exquisite Corpses issue number 4. I'm still missing issue 5 and 6, I believe, until I am fully caught up, but yeah, so issue 4 right there. And then I need issue 5 so I can actually keep reading, but I picked up issue 6 and 7 of Absolute Martian Manhunter. In my opinion, it is giving Absolute Batman such a run for its money. I just think this is an absolutely amazing series. And so, yeah, just had to get them. I just can't find issue 5. Like, I can't find issue 5 at all, which is getting very annoying. I'm gonna have to go to a couple of different comic shops maybe this weekend just to try to find it because I really want to keep reading. And that is it for the pickups for the week. Like I said, it wasn't too much going on this week. I felt like, at least not for me, Batman was the main thing I'm looking forward to. We're probably gonna read it at some point. Maybe I'll give my opinion on it. I do have another, like a couple stacks of books that I want to give my opinion on. but I really don't want to do it in this lighting, and so we're gonna save it for maybe tomorrow or one of these other days and pick the video back up there. And it is officially the next day. We got some natural light, so let's go. I'm gonna go over a couple of my recent reads and just give you some quick comic reviews of what I thought about all of them. Starting off with a little fun one, Hulk Smash Everything. This is issue number 2. It's a really short book. I've really been enjoying it though. It's kind of one of those ones that you just don't think too deep about. It's just a fun read, honestly. Would highly recommend. Fun, like, I feel like I read it in like 3 minutes. It's super short, but each issue has just been fun. I'm enjoying it. And then we got issue number 3, yeah, of Inferno Hulk right here. Philip Kennedy and Nick Klein, I believe that's how you say the name. They're both doing such a great job in letting the art speak a lot for these issues, and I've been loving them. This is like a really great story. We unlocked so much more of like what exactly Inferno Hulk is, and I don't know if this story's ever been told before, like I said, new comic collector, but for me this was just like a whoa. Like I thought these two people here, I thought this was just a random like family, you know, just kind of like showing the Inferno Hulk coming. I did not realize there was so much more to this story, and so this one has been really fun. Highly recommended as well. This was so great to me, and I'm already looking forward to the next issue. And again, just the art in it has been amazing. Then we got issue 3 of Daredevil and Punisher. This one was probably my least favorite issue so far, but I am just still enjoying the story of, I feel like Daredevil and Punisher has been told multiple times, the like kind of the story of just like where your moral line is at, of like where you believe that good and bad is, and which way you should go about ending the bad. And so I've just really been enjoying it. I think their story is always really fun. The art's cool, everything's cool about it. The first 2 issues I definitely think was my favorite, but this one was also just cool. This is cool. I would give it like a solid like 3 out of 5 or 5 out of 10, whichever rating system you use. I enjoyed it a lot, but this issue just wasn't too much like to go crazy about. Final Boss issue 3. Oh my god, have I been loving Final Boss. Really love it. Tyler Kirkham and what is this? David Miller, I believe is the other name of the artists that are working on it. It has been so great. I love the art. I love it so much. The storytelling has been cool. This story was the first story where we really got to meet our like main protagonist of Masked Vigilante. Well, we didn't technically get to meet her, but we got like a good setup for her. I'm assuming probably make an appearance in issue 4. I realized because I just started watching the anime, this gives me really hardcore like solo level vibes. Solo leveling? I believe it's solo leveling. Really hardcore solo leveling vibes. If you watch the anime at all, you know what I'm talking about. It's not extremely exactly like it, but there's definitely a lot of similarities. So if you like that anime, you would definitely like Final Boss. Iron Man, issue number 1, the Joshua Williamson run. This one was cool. I didn't feel too crazy about it, not about the art either. It was just a cool, like, good foundation type of story, you know, a good setup for what's to come, which is like common with a lot of issue 1s. So it was just, overall it's cool. I'm looking forward to reading it still. Not bad. Just nothing to go crazy about, pretty much, is just kind of what I felt like. The ending did have a kind of a whoa moment though. I don't want to spoil it, but the ending was definitely intriguing enough to make you want to come back. So yeah, I'll be waiting for issue 2 for that. I keep forgetting to like give some type of ratings. I would go 3 out of 5 for this one too. Just like cool setup. And then we got the finale. This came out like 2 weeks ago, of Spider-Man 94. It's the final issue. I'm pretty sad about it, honestly, because I was really enjoying this run. Who wrote it? But I don't even know who wrote it. I gotta get better at always reading like who the person is that made it. I'm probably gonna have to pop it up on the screen because I don't see it here. The shout out to it is to whoever this is that wrote it. The art was amazing too. It was really nice. Only 5 issues, so like I said, I was just kind of disappointed. I really enjoyed it. The way that they ended it was kind of like maybe it can make a comeback. You know, they kind of left it a little open. They ended the story, but it's still definitely there to where it could be continued and it wouldn't be like, oh, why'd y'all bring it back? You know, it would make sense though. It would make sense. Just kind of like ending a season almost is basically what they did. And so I really enjoyed this run. This issue specifically just had some great quotes in it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody still. Some of my favorite quotes ever in a comic book, I think, so far, what happened in this story, though. Overall, just a really good story, and like I'm pretty disappointed that it's over, but I'm glad to have the full run. Glad to have been able to read it. And those are my comic reviews for last week. I think they all came out last week. Some of them might have came out 2 weeks ago. Kind of been falling behind, but I made sure to at least catch up on those. And so, yeah, those are my reviews for them. I feel pretty confident about most comics I read. I'm not gonna lie, maybe I'm playing things too safe, but I feel like my collection so far, like I have not many bad stories. I think I only have a couple where I'm like, oh, I probably could have done without this. Which is why I've also been trying to pick up more indie books, because I'm trying to explore more of like just other storylines in general, because I think maybe staying in Marvel and DC is just a little too safe, even though I did have one Image book in there too. Just overall trying to expand. I feel like I mentioned this in my last video, trying to expand more of my interests in stories, because I think maybe I'm playing it too safe by just loving all of these books that I've been reading, barely ever missing, I feel like. So definitely leave some comments if you have any recommendations for me. And I think we're going to read Batman next. I think it's gonna give me my final review for this video. But I doubt I'm going to have enough daylight for that, as it is already 5:20. I can see the sun going down now, and so we will pick this back up tomorrow. Just like that, we have finished reading Batman issue 6, Matt Fraction's run. I think there's 3 main things we could take away from this issue. 1, we got to see where Tim Drake's mental state is at currently, and so that was like an interesting thing to learn. This is gonna be a review without trying to spoil anything as well. So we got to see kind of where Tim Drake's mentality is at right now. We got to see where I think Batman's strength is at right now. That one was an interesting one to me that they showed. I feel like we got to see exactly how strong he is currently. That was just something I took as like maybe they didn't put that in there randomly. It felt like it was kind of intentional to show us exactly how strong he is. And the third thing is, I believe we meet a new villain at the very end of this. That is just something I believe that it showed. It could be someone that's recognizable, like I said, very new to comics, so maybe I just don't know who it is. But towards the end, you do meet somebody that we have not met yet, and so it's a great setup for the next issue. Overall, there was a lot going on in this issue, but without really focusing on one thing, which is the issue is called A Long Night, and so as you can imagine, a bunch of different things is going on. I kind of was hoping we would get more of a little bit more information from how the last issue ended, issue 5. If you don't remember, I'm still gonna try not to spoil it. Issue 5 has an ending that I thought was going to carry more into issue 6, and I felt like it was kind of just like they acknowledged it real quick and then just moved on. But all of this could just be setting things up for future issues. I mean, overall, a good issue. I feel like it was just more of a setup for things to come. So besides the very ending where you do meet what I'm assuming is a new villain. We don't get his name or nothing, but to me he looks like a new guy. So overall, this run is still going strong with no signs of falling off. If you're not reading this, you are just missing out. You're missing out, because this is a great run so far. Yeah, I can only see it getting better. I would give this issue probably like a 3.5 out of 5. I normally go 1 out of 5. I'm a 1 out of 5 type of person. I'm not much of a 1 out of 10 type of person. So I go 3.5 out of 5. It was a cool issue overall. Like I said, the ending, it was just pretty much, it felt like a good building block for future issues. And the art continues to be great. Let me just show a quick page real quick. Look at this artwork. I mean, Jorge Jimenez just does his thing in this every single time. I love the color choices as well. Yeah, overall just great. I have favorite ongoing 100%. And that's gonna be it for this video. So I hope everyone enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, all of that, and until next time.